Well. Um, Here we are again. Honestly, I don't even have no words. I don't. Just by the title of it, y'all can tell what this like, what the vibes are like, how tea it got me, and all this. Now, granted, it's been a while. It ain't no hard. I don't want to say that.
Handle all of my business, I'm a boss, baby. No L's on my record, I never lost, baby. Ay, get out the way and let me floss, baby. Can't stop, ay, won't stop.
I got cheated on by my ex with a girl who was basically my best friend. I'm using the term best friend very, very loosely because granted, I did meet that girl that same year, but when you're in the middle of nowhere and you're like, this would that's basically my best friend. Like that was my best friend at that school at that time. You know, me and my ex, we're gonna call her Donut. Me and Donut was together for going on a year. We already had issues. It was always constant, like on again, off again type stuff of Brody just not doing right by me. But then me always fighting for said relationship, which I probably shouldn't have, but besides the point. So it was always back and forth, very, very, very toxic. Going into the next school year though, we had talked about it and was like, let's just try to start over from like as clean of a slate as we can. Put it all out there, no secrets, better communication, you know, like really trying to execute a game plan to do better. Moving into school, initially, she had a roommate. Her roommate was initially supposed to be one of her friends who was supposed to be coming back to the school, but she got hurt. She didn't end up coming back. So we get there and she's looking, I'm looking, and I'm like, who's this bitch? Trying to keep it cool, calm, collect, because mind you, her peoples was there helping her move in, but we're just confused, like, this is not the girl who was supposed to be here. Already knowing it's gonna like low-key be an issue because the girl's like a girly girl. Like, you off rip is gonna be like, you know, issues when you've already been known for being a cheater. You just already been doing wrong. You already have bad stuff on your rep. This isn't a good look for you. Like, this is not a good start to our starting over. We end up having to talk, and you know, she was like, you gotta be cool, you gotta be cordial, like she on the team as well, like it can't be all that, like just cool. Get to know the girl and, you know, like figure out how to make it way work, because obviously you can't find like a new roommate that fast, but it is what it is. Me and the girl, we're gonna call her Grinch. Me and Grinch became cool very, very, very fast. Like, after that first initial talk, because we did have a conversation on our own, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not gonna blame you because I don't know you, but me knowing her and knowing like how friendly she is and all this type of stuff, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't like it, and I'm already low-key looking at you some type of way, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt until I see otherwise. At this point, it's when you see her, you see me. Literally, low-key like a trio, which should have been strike one, because we always know how trios go, but let me not leave this out. Plus, there was a fourth friend. Donut had a best friend, a dude. He's not really too relevant to the story, but we're gonna call him the best friend. Donut had a best friend. Keep that in mind. I'm looking at my phone for pictures so I can tell y'all dates and times. I got my computer so I can kind of low-key scroll through messages if I can, but let's get to it. Everything started off fine and dandy. Like, literally, we were all fine and daisy friends. Like, literally, like just a good friend group. We was hanging out, we would go out to eat together. Keep this in mind also, they all smoked. Marcia does not smoke. They like to smoke. That should have been strike one right there. They're going together to pick up stuff to roll up with. They're in her car. They're in Grinch's car, smoking together all the time, like late night munchies, like just random stuff like that. But like I said, I was trying to be better and not think too much of it, because like I said, we all have to be around each other. You're not going to think like, this is weird, but they can't be that weird. They can't be. They even went with me to get Jetta. That should tell y'all everything y'all need to know right there. They went with me to get Jetta. The day I went to the dog shop, they were there. Her birthday pass, We do something for that. Like, everything is literally fine and dandy. At some point, Grinch start crushing on the best friend. So she says. Not really crushing on him in like a I want to date you way necessarily, but I'm trying to get me a little action. He didn't want to mess up the dynamic of the group also. So there was that. Grinch was applying pressure on the best friend. It just wasn't going anywhere. Donut was telling the best friend, trying to hook that up, trying to make that a thing. For the longest, it just didn't go nowhere. Homecoming come. Me and old girl was going back and forth a lot. And in the meantime, between time, I ended up going out for homecoming with them. Chilling at this other girl house, irrelevant, but chilling there. That wasn't homecoming. That was the night of the Viking run. Actual homecoming day, we had a little team event thing, like a team scavenger hunt. We're all riding around together in the car. Us three plus this other girl who's on the team. Also irrelevant, but we're all in a group for the scavenger hunt. We're riding around, having a grand time. Me and Donut had a class together. We both had ceramics. Like, we were like desk partners, I guess you could say. Oh, girl used to take ceramics at her high school or something like that. So she wanted to come sometimes, build something on the side. She would help us with our projects. Literally, like, just cool shit. Like, we were literally just cooling in my mind. Fast forward, this girl named Two-Face. Two-Face ends up telling me one day, Marcel, you don't peep Donut and Grinch? Like, you cool with that? Like, you cool with how close they is? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But they told me they're like on some big sister, little sister type shit. I'm not trying to keep being the crazy girl, but I know at the end of the day, I'm not tripping as well. So you saying this to me right now is low-key kind of confirming everything I'm already thinking, because so now at this point in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you're telling me this, you're more of her friend than you are mine, because you've known her longer. I know for a fact that at some point you've told her this. They've talked to each other, like they've talked amongst each other about this, mind you, because they're roommates, and they're still proceeding to play in my face like with this extra friendly stuff. I'm not understanding. They will be in the room play fighting, mind you, I would be there, but like I said, I'm thinking of it in like a big sister, little sister type of way. We had practice, they're messing around like on the side. You get the drift. Like, it's to the point where somebody like me, I'm gonna assume you're doing too much, because you're doing too much, but also I'm not friendly. Like, I don't know, I just feel like, one, I'm not friendly, so I don't like people who are friendly either. Two, you're in a relationship, there should be some type of line, some type of boundary, to the point of you're doing too much and you're low-key disrespecting the relationship. You're making your significant other look stupid. Like, shouldn't nobody be coming to your significant other telling them nothing about you or what you got going on with the next bitch? Like, at the end of the day, that should not be what it is. So she tells me this, and I'm just like, okay. And at that point, I really started acting funny, because I'm like, this is too much. Like, this ain't no just coincidence. I'm telling her, I done heard this, yada, yada, yada. Donut telling me, I already told you what it is. Nothing between us. Blase, blase. This is around Halloween, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. We're going back and forth the whole weekend, and I'm just telling her, like, yeah, I'm not messing with this. She gets to the point and she's like, well, if you don't trust me, you can't trust me. We just don't need to be together, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how are you going to come to that conclusion of we don't need to be together, when I'm telling you you're doing something that I don't mess with, and you just need to, like, dial it back. Fast forward to now, we're in early November. This is when all the stuff of me being in the mental hospital is going on. If y'all haven't seen that video already, y'all could click up there and watch it. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Whatever day that weekend was on, she had came to the mental hospital. She visited me, but she was just out with the girl. She took her car to come see me at the hospital. Okay. I get out. I'm trying to talk to the girl and tell her, oh my God, we can't just work it out. Blah, blah. I want my relationship. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Like, sending long messages. And she's just like, no, I don't want this no more. This is toxic. We not good for each other. I don't want to be in this relationship. I don't want to make it work. this is not what I want. So as all this is going on, there ends up being, I believe, a Jersey party on the 13th. Two-Face was like, you need to come out, you need to stop being so in your feelings, like you just need to get out, have a good time. I get cute, I'm looking good. They pull up to the party together, dancing on each other. She's catching ass, and I'm just like, I need to not be here. Some people are gonna be like, it's just dancing, it's not that deep, but like, this isn't a cultural dance. Like, no, it's that deep. This mess is embarrassing. I was in there, like, what I say, November 5th. So that following Monday, I was out, and I was a part of FCA, Fellowship Christian Athletes, whatever. And they had a meeting, so I went that night. Donut, Grinch, and the best friend were all there. And before I had went, I was in my room and I wrote a very, very, very lengthy, like 5-ish page letter to Grinch. And in said letter, I basically wrote like, I'm sorry for accusing you of doing something behind my back, yada, yada, yada. We had our own friendship outside of that, blah, blah, blah. I really mess with you. I wish it didn't have to be this, blah, blah, blah. But I understand you feeling some type of way of thinking your friend is accusing you of being with her significant other and you weren't. My camera cut off. I don't even know the last thing I just said, but basically I was texting her, asking her to meet up because I was going to give her like an actual gift. If y'all don't know, now y'all know. My love language is gifting, so I can't help it. I was like, if you don't have no plans, can you come by and we could chill? I could use a friend. She goes, I'm going home tomorrow to get my son, which is her dog. And I was like, okay, are you coming back? I say tonight, but I know it's the game and everything. She says, I'm going to try to come back Sunday night or Saturday night or Sunday morning. She lives in Wichita, somewhere that's some hours away. There were many instances of where before me and Grinch broke up, me and Donut broke up, we would be in their dorm room, chilling, watching movies. And mind you, it's late at night. This girl is at home, drunk, calling her. I would be looking at her like, you don't find that weird? Why is she calling you? Her car broke down, yada, yada, like all these like issues. She's calling her. She's calling my significant other. I'm looking at her, and I'm just thinking, what she expect this bitch to do? You don't even have a car. How are you gonna help her? Why is she calling you? Why are you the first person that she's calling? I get drunk and start feeling some liquor. I'm calling the person I want to get my issue off to. Why is she drunk calling you? Back to what I was saying. November 11th, I'm telling her, okay, I'll be here when you get back, and have some time to spend. November 12th, she texts me and says, I just need to be honest. I don't feel like, or my bad, I skipped the line. I was trying to avoid it, but I said love you with a white heart and a November 12th, she texted me and she said, I just need to be honest. I don't feel like you do. I feel like you only want me to be friends because of you and Donut. You only want to be friends because of you and Donut, and I just don't want to be in the middle of all this. It doesn't feel genuine. I text her this long message. Because mind you, I'm still scrolling. Oops. I texted her this long message, and my corny ass sent a picture at the end of it of us, but I texted her that long message, and to sum it up, I basically said, well, my feelings are hurt. I've only ever hit you up maybe one time about Donut, and that was very much so way in the beginning of me trying to like mend our friendship even outside of her, because me and her aren't together. I'm focused on just having my friendship with you still, and you're telling me it doesn't feel genuine, and I done poured my heart. Okay, I'm very big on friendship. I'm very big on loyalty. Like, there's a lot of stuff that be happening that I would never ever do to somebody else. But all that happened, and at some point we just, well, I can't say at some point, after that, because I never got a text back. After that, we didn't speak. Donut is graduating this year. We're going to be cool. We're all going to go our separate ways. Stuff steady popping up, slick stuff here and there, here and there, here and there. And I'm just like, okay, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. I don't have time for this. This is not good for me. Like, I don't need to be part of this no more. One magical day at study hall, because I still had study hall with them because it was still basketball. And by this time, I hadn't decided if I was going to do track or not. March 14th. We're sitting there. I'm doing my homework, whatever, eating, minding my merely business. Me and my roommate just chit-chatting, talking, like doing our work. A girl sitting in front of me, like sitting in the row in front of me. She turns around and says, "Can I ask you a question? I don't want to be like weird or like in your business. I just have like a question." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like I don't really care." She goes, "It's not awkward for you being around Donut and Grinch since they're dating?" I looked at my roommate and we started busting up laughing on some, like, I can't even hold it back no matter how hard I try. Like, everybody around the room, they looking at us like, why are they laughing? Like, what are we laughing at? But it's like, never did this girl just ask me that. Cause at the time, I'm still thinking like, it is what it is. Whatever they got going on, but I'm not really involved in it. Like, I done blocked everybody. Like, I don't want nothing to do with nothing they got going on. And when she said that, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. She's like, "What's funny? You didn't know that?" And I'm like, I didn't know that, but it is what it is. I don't really care. It don't bother me. Like, I don't be around them. They don't be around me. It is what it is. Like, but that's funny. It's funny that you said that, because they going around here saying that it was never that. We sisters. Oh, okay. Later that night, she ends up DMing me and she's like, "Yo, for real, I don't want to start anything. I only asked because I thought you knew." I said, "You're good. It's no biggie. Like, I'm not pressed off of you. I'm not finna go back and tell them nothing. Like, trust me, you're good. I do not care." Time go on. Fast forward to the banquet. This was April 18th. Everybody's being weird. Everybody's being very, very weird. Me and my roommate sitting at a table by ourselves, just looking cute, minding our business, there to literally eat the food and dip, because they were also being weird towards her for whatever strange reason. They're doing the slideshow of memories throughout the year, playing like funny clips, da 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 da. And they decided to put pictures of me and Donut up there. Why would you do that? Hence, fuck mobile women's basketball. Y'all are weird as fuck. The whole room is silent. Like, you can feel the awkwardness in the air. Like, just, you knew better. You knew better and you still proceeded to put those videos in there. Not talking about the girl I was with, but the coaching staff. You knew better. She's here with her new bitch. But you got pictures of me and her up there. That's weird. Fast forward to the following school year. It's moving day. They are literally like not a thought in my mind. Part of me knew that Donut might have been coming back to the school because somebody had said it, like she was trying to be a GA for the basketball team. And I was like, okay, not really my business. Don't really care. Like, if I see her, I see her. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't have no real hard feelings towards this girl. Like, I'm over it. The friend, on the other hand, I don't want to say I have hard feelings towards her, but more so like, I don't forgive my ex because that's foul, but it was fouler of Grinch as like a best friend, as of one of the only friends I had, to go off and do that weird stuff. I'm trying to be better, but to this day, I would sit here and tell anybody, like, if I was to ever see this girl in California, I would be on that as soon as I seen her, just off the principle of, you don't do that. Like, you don't do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong of holding like my friends to like a higher pedestal than somebody I'm dating. I don't even want to say higher, but like, y'all like neck and neck. I can fall out with a person I'm dating any day. If I'm friends with you, I expect you to be in my life for lifers. So for you to go off and do that, Yeah, I have zero respect for you, and I'm on that with you anytime I see you. Just off the strength. So next school year come, which is this past school year, it's moving day. It's me, my mom, Jetta, you know, the usual. I see Donut moving Grinch into her dorm room in the same complex of where I live in Viking. I said, never. This is really your bitch. Like, never. You mean to tell me you came all the way back from Houston to Missouri to move this girl in her dorm room? You got it, bro. You're a real one. You got it. Like, you got it. And as this is all happening, I'm telling my mama, like, low-key bits and pieces, and I'm like, bitches are being weird. They're staring. But I'm gonna be wrong if I go over there and say something. Then I'm gonna be wrong. Then it's gonna be me causing stuff. But y'all started with me. Like, y'all bucking with me. You're not gonna keep staring at me from a distance and think you're bullying nobody. Sorry, sweetheart. The only thing that will save a bitch any day is gonna be my mother. And barely that. If it wasn't for her being there, it would have been that. For you and all your friends. Only thing that held me back was my mother saying, chill, leave it alone. It's not even worth it. Left it alone. I don't really gotta see the girl for real, because we're in 2 different sports now. Like, I'm no longer in basketball. I don't really gotta see you. Oh my God, my light died. I don't really have to see her for real. So I'm just like, whatever. One random day in the morning, I'm getting donuts for like my class or something like that. Here's a donut taking my order. Couldn't do anything but laugh. I don't want to put like that and knock nobody's like way of making their money, but you didn't get chosen to be a GA. They did not approve you. I don't know if you knew this before you came back, but you were here. You moved your girl into her dorm room. You didn't have nowhere to stay, and now you're working at the donut shop. You live in Houston. Many opportunities, but you're in Marshall, Missouri, slanging donuts. Let's talk about it. You think that's okay? At that big age of yours, to be slinging donuts in Marshall? Okay. Time goes on. At some point, Donut ends up making a TikTok or whatever the case may be, and people are sending me stuff. People are showing me stuff, and I'm just like, please leave me alone with this person. Like, I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want to see her throwing the girl that was supposed to be like a little sister to her over her shoulder and slapping her butt and grabbing on it. I don't want to see people on live kissing each other. I don't want to see people going out to parties and drunk making out with their friends in a bathroom stall. No. Y'all got it. Not me. No. But with that being said, I don't have nothing against the ex. The friend, I don't like you. That'll never change. I don't wish you no bad. To this day, honestly, I was thinking about it before I was recording this video, and I was genuinely curious as to, are y'all still together? I'm a real lover girl. So truthfully, the only problem I had within this whole situation is that nobody came to me and was real about it and simply was like, yeah, Marseille, I know what I said it was. I know we both said it wasn't like that, but we done spent so much time together. We just got to, getting to know each other. Feelings got involved, and it became more. It wasn't planned, but this is how it happened. I would have respected both parties so much more. Like, I still would have been hurt. I still would have, like, felt some type of way, not gonna lie. But I would have respected y'all so much more for being real about it than sneaking and lying and doing all this for nothing. Like, So if y'all are still together, I'm happy. Clearly, I was the problem. I was in the way of true love. But if y'all not, you get them how you lose them. Karma's a bitch.